Like many of us, I love a military-inspired watch. Today's watch celebrates the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Iwo Jima, and it gets tons of little details that make it pretty special. It also gets an American movement, a layered dial. It even gets a dial made out of black volcanic sand that comes from Iwo Jima. So they put a lot of attention to detail into this watch. However, it doesn't cost a lot of money. I have one hands-on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at Price and their latest special edition. So when you see this watch, immediately it looks pretty interesting because there is a lot going on the dial, and there are a few layers to the dial as well. It's inspired by the Battle of Iwo Jima, which is not something that you see every day. There's not many watches out there inspired by battles from World War II, and this is a 2-layer dial, really almost a 3-layer dial. So you have the bottom layer, which is made of sand. So it is black volcanic sand that they got from Iwo Jima, and then on top of that is a transparent disc where a map is drawn, a map of that battle. And that battle, I think, lasted for a few weeks, and they actually put the start date and the end date. I think it's between the 12 and the 9 o'clock position. And then down at the 6 o'clock position, it says American Assembled, USA ASM. So it just says that at the 6 o'clock position, where it usually would say Swiss made on a Swiss made watch. You guys know I'm always complaining about marketplaces like eBay and Chrono24. Today's video is sponsored by Chronogs, a new marketplace that is dedicated to the enthusiast. Started by John P. of the John P. Watches YouTube channel. This new enthusiast-based marketplace is exclusively for selling your watches, and right now, if you sign up with Chronogs, there are 0 fees, buying or selling. So that means you're going to get a better price when you're buying and more money when you're selling, because there are no fees currently on Chronogs. And also, if you sign up right now for a free account on Chronogs, by June 15th, you are automatically entered to win a Tudor Black Bay watch. All you have to do is sign up for a free account on Chronogs. Again, that is chronogs.com. Definitely check out their website for more information on the giveaway and giveaway details. Then you have an orange chapter ring. You have black hands with orange lume in them. Even the second hand gets orange lume. And then there's a bunch of different markings on that map that commemorate different events during the battle. So lots going on the dial. You have applied indices. Those are also filled with lume. And this is a quartz watch. However, they didn't just use any quartz. They used a built in the United States AmeriQuartz. If you're not familiar with this, this is a new quartz movement that came out just a few years ago that is built in the United States, I believe in Arizona, but I may be wrong about that. And that is what is being used in this watch because they want to make it as American as possible. It's American assembled, and it's using an American quartz movement, which is pretty cool. This gets an all black case, a black strap with an orange stitch to it, which looks fantastic on here. I actually really love the strap on here as well. And then you get a black buckle, which is again signed with the brand name. You have a large black crown on here. This is using the A11 case, so they have made many A11s over the years, and this is using that case. And then on the back, there's an enamel little piece of artwork, and it is screwed in. You're getting 100 meters of water resistance. You're getting an acrylic crystal on the front, and it's around 13.3 millimeters thick is what I measured. That's including the high boxed acrylic crystal. And then it's around a 37.5 millimeter watch, around 38 millimeters, depending on how you measure it. And then you have a lug to lug of 45 millimeters. So very similar to their A11 watches that they've come out with in the past. It looks very similar, however, at the same time, very, very different from the traditional A11. On my wrist today, I have the Strange from Grandeur. This is a watch that I've been wearing for a little while. It is a crazy hours watch. I think it's an in-house movement, a textured dial. Very, very strange watch, obviously very well named, but also pretty affordable. Very cool watch for the price. Video up on the channel right now, so definitely check that out. And there is the watch on my 7.5 inch wrist. Like I said, this is just under 38 millimeters at around 37.5 millimeters. You have a 45 millimeter lug to lug and around a 13 millimeter, just over a 13 millimeter thickness. But on my 7.5 inch wrist, it looks fantastic. Really beautiful leather strap on here, suede leather with the orange stitching that matches that orange or the orange accents on the dial. I think it looks really good. All in all, I really like this design. It's kind of busy and it's kind of weird, but I get it, and I think it's a conversation starter. Well, the loom is really cool on this watch. It is definitely a conversation starter. You have that loomed chapter ring, it's fully loomed, and then you have that map that's loomed, the hands are loomed, both the hour, minutes, and seconds hands are all loomed. I think this is really cool. Price on this is $320. I think it's really something interesting. It's something very different, and you know, either you're gonna love it or hate it. Either you're gonna love that dial or you're gonna hate the dial. It's kind of polarizing, but other than that, I think it's a pretty cohesive design, actually, considering how busy it is. The only thing I would say, and I think some people will point out in the comments, is that the second hand does not hit the markers, although it does at certain points and it doesn't at certain points. So I do want to point that out because I would imagine people will point that out, but there you go. All in all, though, I think a good looking watch, and the loom on the map will fade faster than the rest of the dial, and then obviously the rest of the dial will last a little bit longer, so you can see that now it is somewhat fading. But all in all, I think a really cool watch. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. I'll put a link to this watch down in the description below. Definitely check it out if you are interested. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for joining me tonight. I will catch you guys in the next video.